Well, good evening, Scotch lovers.
Hello.
Welcome to Thursday night. It's about time, right?
Scotch for Dummies.
It seems like it takes too long for Thursday to get around. Of course, we don't always just wait till Thursday. Anyway, welcome to tonight's review. We've got a really interesting
You
bottle.
drink Scotch other nights than just Thursdays?
Don't tell her. Don't tell the wives.
It's all research.
Yeah, research and development.
Oh, it's so much work. It is.
So a couple
Gotta
weeks
study.
ago, we
Gotta
spent we restocked the bar. We actually had, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 bottles. So we went a little crazy.
Because of research.
For research purposes.
We almost never do that.
Yeah. And we were up at Vine and Table, our favorite liquor store, where we get some good stuff, and talking to their Scotch manager, and he suggested this particular bottle we're going to review tonight. Can't say I'd ever heard of them. EDRADOUR. What he told me about this distillery was it's one of the smallest, if not the smallest distillery in Scotland. I believe there's a smaller one since 2005, but I guess there's one guy that does the bottling and puts some labels on the bottle. And,
Hand fills it.
Yeah, hand fills it, so this is kind of interesting. But he suggested we try this bottle for a few reasons, one of which is he's never tasted and he wants to see our review. So, Dennis, this one's for you. Hope it's good. We'll let you know. What's interesting about this particular bottle, though, is that it spends its entire life maturing in Sauternes casks, which we've had some that have finished in Sauternes, but we've never had any that have just literally spent their entire life. Although we don't know what that lifespan is, it's a no-age statement. So. Single malt Highland, EDRADOUR. Tell us about Sauternes. What's going on there?
Sauternes, we've talked about it before. It's a French wine. It's a dessert wine. It's extremely sweet. Basically, the area that they make this wine in France is prone to a kind of mold called noble rot. Okay, so when
that sounds good, right?
So basically, what happens is this afflicts the grapes and it makes them kind of like raisins, okay? So they're super concentrated, super sweet. Then they pick them, they crush them, and they make this wine. So think big concentrated flavors, but really super sweet, syrupy almost. So if this particular Scotch, and before everybody goes crazy, no added color, unchill filtered Scotch.
Yeah, actually, we noticed that.
I mean, it's dark.
There's some chunks floating around in there before we opened it. Not sure where those came from, but
they also said that this is from what they call it, freshly dumped barrels.
Yeah.
So basically, I mean, these barrels were just used. They shipped them over and filled them right back up. So I mean, still moist with the wine. So you're going to get a whole lot more influence than a barrel that's sat around for 2 or 3 years waiting to get filled.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that it's going to have an effect. They only filled 18 barrels.
18
That's
hogsheads.
it.
So one hogshead is 230 some litles. So
not a whole lot of bottles.
So this one may be hard to find. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, it smells really good.
What was our price on this before we get started?
$85.
Yep, $85.
Okay. So I mean, you know, not bad for one dude sitting around with a funnel filling up your bottle.
I'm excited about it.
You can smell the wine.
Yeah, to me it smelled sweet and soft.
Yeah.
It is soft. There's a little bit of tartness in it.
92 proof.
92 proof.
So it's got a little bit of heat to
the
it.
grapes are right there.
And it's a Highland,
Yeah, it's a Highland. Yep.
kind of on that, the lower
Pretty
end
much
of
dead
the...
center in Scotland.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
You got a little bit of brown sugar almost.
Really? It smells delicious. It's got my mouth watering.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What the heck, man? Bottoms up. No.
It's got a lot of the sweet, floral, light notes going on with it. A little bit of
It's
honey.
not like a Scotch I've ever tasted before.
Oh. That's interesting.
That's very Sauternesy, I think.
It is.
It is. Unlike some other Scotch we had, this is really wet. I know
Yeah.
it's liquid, but you know some Scotches have such a high alcohol content. They're wines that are real dry. You know, after you drink them, your mouth is left feeling really dry. This was, it's really wet.
I still get the heat on the back though. It's
Yeah,
like the
it's
got a
heat's on the
little punch.
back, but then up front it's the moist.
Man, what are those
You know.
flavors in there?
Mm.
It's got a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
going
it's
on
pretty
there.
pungent as far as flavor. There's some bold flavor in there.
Some starchy almost.
Yeah, some great. I don't because so you know I like the deep rubies and cherries and smoke and
I
peat.
can smell a Sauterne in there.
None of that's in there.
Cranberries.
This is very sweet. This is
Cranberries?
I don't know. It's hard to describe. I need my whiskey wheel.
Get your whiskey wheel out, Andrew.
I don't know what flavor I'm thinking.
Raisins, cranberries, grapes. like, there's something else in there too. It's got.
I get honey. And it's got a floral quality to it on the
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
But I don't
find
really
it
get much
myself.
on the taste of it.
I can smell the honey in it. It smells
Yeah.
sweet.
Well, and so after you taste it, you get a little bit, it smells like a dessert wine.
It's almost
It just
like
eats.
I expect it to have more of a sugar flavor. You know what I mean?
It
Just
is
from the
almost
nose,
right, yeah.
it smells like Sauterne.
What is that?
We're stumped, we don't know what it is.
Almost like cotton, almost. Kind of a.
Linen?
Wow, man, I
Linen
swirl around now. It's
flavor.
even more florally.
Yeah, I can get a linen, kind of that.
Yeah, that clean,
Yeah.
crisp.
Yeah.
So far it's a semi-sweet, fruity, raisin, lemon type quality with a little bit of honey baked in.
Just then I got the grape wine flavor.
It's chewable. I mean, there's a
I thought
lot.
it was wet.
The
Stick it-
flavor.
stick
I
it
mean,
By
in
the
your
time you
mouth a
take a
little
few
bit.
sips, it starts to fill out the
But-
mouth a little bit,
yeah,
and
the
and
flavor
kinda
lasts
round
a
out
long
little bit.
time.
What'd you say
Yeah.
the price was on this guy? 80?
85 bucks. No age statement though, so for those, you know,
Hmm.
those Naz haters
that's-
out there, that might be steep.
Yep.
That's good.
I don't know if they
Definitely-
put any age statements out.
No,
We
you know what?
can find that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
need
water.
to do a little water on it myself, but I don't know. I'm waiting to hear what everybody has to say. Has everybody put water on this? Well, we gotta go around the horn here. Andrew, have you put any water on this
She
yet?
hasn't.
All right, so Drew, you're up first,
Here's
buddy.
first.
Okay. Give me a second here. Wow, so that the nose is tamed down a little bit, but mostly have the same smells.
EDRADOUR. Hopefully we can get Scotland and meet the guy that's bottling this.
Yeah.
Okay.
One
now-
of the 40 to do.
Wow, the water really brings out that linen even more for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's not quite as sweet as it was.
Correct.
It doesn't even smell as sweet as it was with the water on it. It smells more soury, tangy.
Yeah, I got a little
See,
tingling going on.
I had a tang before, almost like a
It brought it
sweet
out.
tart. I mean, kind of the.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm ready.
Go.
So this is an interesting Scotch. I'm gonna go 2 right now. I think it's a good 2. It's almost worth 2.5 just because it's different. It's kind of unique. It's like, what is this thing? It's a mystery. I like the flavors. It's not bold. It's kind of subtle. I mentioned already kind of the raisins, the grapes, the linen quality to it.
I did.
Quick, smooth finish on the palate. And the alcohol burn is very small. It's an enjoyable Scotch. I don't know if you drink a lot of these because it's such a sweet, different type port Scotch. I don't know. Port's not the right word either. It's not that
No.
sweet.
No.
No.
But it's definitely.
It's more of a subtle quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's a
not
mix
the-
between our sherries and a port. It's that.
It's missing that
halfway.
Scotch base for me a little bit.
Okay.
But- so I'll give it a 2. I kind of like it. Pretty good.
Me?
Yeah.
Yours?
So, the first time we tried a Sauternes finish, I was very excited about it because I like Sauternes. Nobody else had ever had it. They haven't had Sauternes and they haven't had marzipan. They're Philistines.
Still haven't had marzipan.
Still haven't had marzipan.
So here's the deal, though.
Look at this guy.
I was excited about that particular Scotch, and you can go back and watch that particular review if you want. But what I was surprised about when we tried it was how subtle that influence
Yeah,
was,
right.
because the sherries and the ports, you really impart some flavor. And the Sauternes has a strong, distinct flavor, and that's kind of what I was expecting.
does.
But it's just kind of overwhelmed by the whiskey. I
And
think
maybe
it's
that's just
too
that
much,
one. That
you know
bottle
what I
was
mean?
just finished though.
So this
was.
one has more of
Right.
a finish to it. I mean, it's set in just those barrels, so it didn't have any oak influence. It was just the Sauternes. It's still a lighter flavor,
Light.
though. It's definitely got more of a kick than the other one that we tried, but it's still very subtle. And the water, it didn't really diminish it at all, but it did change the flavor profile a little bit. Some honey, some floral, but nothing like overly complex or crazy, but it does have a lasting finish.
Right.
I'm going to give it a
I'm still
2.
chewing on it.
You know, I think it's a good Scotch. Is it over the top? No, but it is something different.
It is different.
You know, and it's got a cool story
It's
behind
very
it.
interesting.
So, you know, if I saw a bottle and, you know, somebody at a liquor store was like, hey, you know, this there's one guy that puts this in a bottle with a funnel, I'll probably buy
Kinda
it.
cool to own it, right? Yeah.
Support that
we
one.
did.
It's all a good story. Yeah.
But you know, as far as like being in, you know,
Okay, so
An
So you're,
amazing
so you're
scotch.
paying, you're paying $80 because of the coolness of the one guy,
right?
probably.
You know,
and everything else.
maybe not so much the flavor profile, but it is a cool story.
all right. So I'm gonna give it a 2.5 for a few different reasons. I liked the nose and the taste, neat. I think the flavor lasts a long time. This can be an enjoyed dram for a while. I mean, you can drink it slow and enjoy it because you can taste it minutes after you've taken a sip. I like that. I overwatered it there in the beginning, so I put a little more scotch on it. Overwatered, no good. Enough water, it's good. It's,
Just a little splash.
Right, a little splash. You go too much, you're gonna lose it. The water did change the aroma, the nose, and it softened the flavor, the aftertaste, the burn. It took that away, but I liked the neat flavor of it. It's unique. There's some stuff I haven't put my finger on yet. I mean, I smelled some honey in it. I get some florals in it. I get some sour smell in it every now and
There's
again,
else in there.
Definitely
too,
some
yeah.
sour.
which is kind of cool. I like the fact that there's a lot going on in it, and I do like the story. Yeah, 2.5 for me. I think it's a great dram. I'm glad we got it on the bar. It's a unique bottle on the bar. It's not something like,
Yeah.
you know.
I like
mean,
it. It's good.
It's going to stand alone, and so 2.5 for me.
There you go, Andrew.
I'm gonna go a little lower than you guys.
Uh-oh, dun dun dun.
So this,
Do we need a decimal?
I'm going to go with 1.5 out of 4 fingers on this one. For the
Why do you
reason,
do that?
yeah, you got to go like a 1.5, something like that. And so the reason this is not kind of the scotches that I tend to like. It is
See that.
sweet. I have to respect it for what it is, but at $85 a bottle, I wouldn't buy this for myself. Doesn't mean that these guys might buy it for themselves.
Yep.
We just did.
Be your
We
whole
did.
to your,
It's just my, that's my personality, and that's all it is. So I give it a 1.5. I tend to go back and forth on this, maybe a little higher, because when you taste it neat, and you give it some time to breathe, it is something you don't normally taste.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
unique in that perspective. But when I taste this, I don't think, wow, that's a good scotch. It's like, that's an interesting whiskey of some kind.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
my personal taste.
Fair enough.
I think if this was a lower price, I would
Well,
definitely
it is a
recommend
no age
it.
statement too, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'd definitely recommend it just because it's a cool glass to drink and taste and go through these tastes we're
to
going
talk
through.
about it with people.
It's,
you
and,
know.
and see,
unique
that's
in
where
that
this
matter.
one is a great bottle to have at a both group tasting
Yes.
to show the breadth of which Scotch is.
Yes.
But this is not something I would buy. So
Right.
it just
It's fitting
For a
your
Sauternes
personality.
Cask
what you're
finish,
doing.
for a
Yep.
unique wine
That's
finish,
it.
or a different kind of finish than, sherry or maybe even port,
Yep,
it's outside the box.
I think your father-in-law like this.
I think so too. I think
I
so.
can see him
two-
enjoying this.
two, 2.5, 1.5. So
Yep.
looks like we're balanced out at
We're
2.
balanced out
There
at
you go.
two, guys. So EDRADOUR Sauternes Casks, no age statement, Highland single malt.
18 casks a year.
Hey, thanks
Right.
for commenting, by the way. Appreciate
Yes,
it. And make sure you
absolutely.
go to our
Follow us
Facebook.
on Facebook, and Dennis Lynch, Behind the Table, thank you for recommending this
Yes.
and
Cheers,
for
sir.
being good to
Thank
us.
you.
Absolutely.
Cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
guys.
Hey Scotch lovers, thanks for watching.
Joining the conversation.
More videos below.
And hit subscribe before you go so you can get the new videos when they come out.
Sláinte.
Cheers.